You are sitting on the couch trying to watch one specific movie. Not a new movie. Not something everyone at work keeps telling you to see. This is a movie you have already watched 3 times. You know the opening scene, you know the ending, and tonight you are not looking for an experience. You are looking for comfort. So you search Netflix, nothing. You try Disney Plus, still nothing. Then you check Prime Video, and there it is for $3.99. That feels strange, because you are almost certain you already paid for this movie somewhere. Maybe you bought it years ago on an account you no longer remember. Maybe it used to be included. Maybe you watched it so many times that your brain has legally declared ownership. None of that matters. Tonight, the movie costs $3.99. You stare at the screen, offended on principle, then spend 20 minutes searching every service you have for a free version. Eventually, you get tired and watch nothing, which is impressive considering you're paying several companies to make sure that never happens. This kind of thing happens all the time now. You look for an old album on Spotify, and 2 songs are grayed out. You open a game you have played for years, and it says your membership expired. You try to find photos from 5 years ago, but your cloud storage is full, so apparently your memories have reached the free limit. The things are still there. Sort of. They are sitting behind an account, a payment, a region, a license, or a tiny button that says Restore Purchase, which never restores the confidence you had before clicking it. The strange part is that none of this felt dramatic when it happened. Nobody announced that buying things was about to change. We just slowly stopped carrying things home. Music used to come in a case, movies came on a disc, games came in a box that was much larger than necessary, mostly so a 12-year-old could stand in a store and study the back of it like a legal contract. You paid once, took it home, and the purchase ended. The company did not contact you 3 months later to ask whether you wanted to continue having it. It was yours. You could lend it to someone, sell it, or lose it during a move and blame a family member for the next 10 years. It was not elegant, but it was clear. Then streaming arrived, and honestly, it was great. Netflix made the shelves disappear. Spotify gave you almost every album without requiring a mysterious CD binder in the backseat of your car. Games started appearing instantly instead of making you wait outside a store at midnight. It felt like an upgrade, and in many ways it was. The problem is that access feels exactly like ownership until the moment it disappears. When everything works, you do not think about the difference. You open Spotify and the song plays. You open Netflix and the show starts. You open Game Pass to relax for 30 minutes, and suddenly, it is 2 in the morning and you are responsible for a digital farm. It feels like all of this belongs to you because it is always within reach. But reach is not ownership. A movie can move to another service. A game can leave the library halfway through your very serious plan to finish it someday. Ads can appear inside a plan that did not have ads before, and your own television can suddenly ask whether it really knows you. That is usually when the relationship becomes clear. You did not buy the thing. You bought permission to use it, and that permission stays friendly as long as the payment goes through, and the rules do not change. Once companies discovered that model, it spread everywhere. Your phone quietly sends photos to the cloud until it runs out of space, and gives you a polite warning that somehow feels threatening. Software that used to be bought once now asks for a monthly payment. Games come with memberships, season passes, and special editions that make the normal edition sound emotionally incomplete. Even physical products can arrive with features waiting behind another payment. The object is in your house. You can touch it and probably hurt your foot with it, but some part of it may still belong to a menu inside an app. This is not because every company met in a dark room and planned the end of ownership. The reason is much less interesting. Selling something once is good. Charging for it every month is better. A person who buys something can leave. A subscriber has to actively escape, and companies have become very good at making actively escape feel like a project you should save for Saturday. One purchase gives them money today. A subscription can keep paying next month and possibly 6 months after you have forgotten why you signed up. That is why everything wants to become a membership now. Entertainment, delivery, fitness, storage, groceries, even car washes. At some point, someone looked at washing a car and thought, this should be a recurring financial relationship. And the worst part is, the math probably worked. Each payment is small enough to avoid attention. $9.99 here, $14.99 there, $6.99 with ads, or $11.99 without the ads they added to make $11.99 feel reasonable. No single charge feels serious. The serious moment comes later, when you look at your bank statement and realize you are financially supporting 7 companies you have not thought about in months. One of them has a name you do not recognize, but you are afraid to cancel it because it might be important. Subscriptions are not popular only because companies like them. They are comfortable for us too. You do not have to choose one album when you can have nearly all of them. You do not have to buy one game when you can download 6, play 2, and finish none. There is no pressure to decide which movie deserves a place on your shelf because there is no shelf anymore. Access removes the pressure of choosing, but it also removes the feeling of keeping. Your collection is now a list controlled by somebody else. A licensing agreement ends, a service merges, the price goes up, and then you receive an email explaining that all of this is an exciting new benefit for you. You are not really collecting things anymore. You are maintaining access to them. Once you notice that, it starts appearing outside entertainment. Phones are traded in before they are fully paid off. Cars are leased. Important files sit on servers most of us could not locate on a map. Half your daily life is stored behind a login screen, and if you lose access to the account, the things you have used for years can suddenly look at you like you are a stranger. We used to ask, do I own this? Now the question is usually, is this included in my plan? Something you own can sit unused for 10 years and still be yours. Something you access has to keep proving its value every month, while you keep proving that your payment method still works. Of course, the old system was not perfect. Discs scratched, games disappeared, DVD shelves took up space, and somehow always contained 3 movies nobody remembered buying. Streaming is easier, subscriptions can be cheaper, and access can give people far more than buying one item at a time ever could. The problem is not that every subscription is bad. It is that the trade happened so quietly that most of us stopped noticing it. Convenience replaced permanence. And because it felt easier, we rarely asked what would happen when the account changed its mind. Which brings us back to the couch. The movie is still sitting there for $3.99. You are still certain you watched it before, and there is probably an old receipt buried in an email account you no longer use. But the movie is not on your shelf. It is not inside a box or under the passenger seat covered in crumbs. It is sitting on someone else's server, waiting for you to pay again. So you sigh and rent it. The studio logo appears, the opening scene begins, and for the next 2 hours, it feels like yours.